Hello, it's Marek, welcome to MDrives. Finally, the video a lot of you was asking for since I released videos from my trip to Alps. I will go through all of the roads I have taken during my trip. My journey began in North Yorkshire, that's where I live. From over there I had about hour 20 minutes to get to Hull to catch P&O ferry, which took me from Hull to Rotterdam. The crossing takes roughly 11 hours, but you have to be there at least an hour early to get on the ferry, and to unload the ferry it also takes about half hour, so you have to add that to the time of your trip. From over there I drove through Netherlands to Germany. We took Autobahn number 5, which took us to Basel. From Basel we took motorway towards Bern and then turned left and used road number 6 to get to Lauterbrunnen, where we stayed overnight. Lauterbrunnen, it's an absolute dream place. It's so beautiful. I really recommend staying there overnight. Next morning we set off from Lauterbrunnen towards road number 8, which took us to the first pass of the day, Susten Pass. Susten Pass is absolutely brilliant. The bends aren't too tight, so it's a pleasure to drive this road. It also offers absolutely amazing views.
So we arrived at the top of the Susten Pass.
Next, we drove down the same way down to road number 6 and took the left turn, which took us up the Grimsel Pass. Grimsel Pass is another fantastic, very open and nice flowing road, which is great for cars and bikers. We drove down the other side of the Grimsel Pass, which took us to road number 19. Once we got to the bottom of the pass, we turned left to the Furka Pass. Both Grimsel and Furka passes are next to each other. After a quick coffee at the Hotel Belvedere, we turned around and we took road number 19 and then road number 9 took us to Martigny, where we turned left into road number 21, leading us towards Italy.
We are somewhere between France, which is that way, Italy, which is that way, and Switzerland, which is here. So in a moment we will be in Italy. We're following this road to Italy, where we're going to take the last pass of the day.
Before reaching the border with Italy, where the tunnel T2 starts, we turned right into Grand Saint Bernard Road. The view from over there was absolutely stunning, and the road on the other side was magnificent. Interesting fact, the beginning of the original Italian job was filmed on this very road, which took us down to the Aosta Valley, where we stayed overnight. The next morning we set off from Aosta and followed the road through very beautiful valleys until we reached road SS26, which started with a very twisty and tight section which took us to the beautiful viewpoint on the Mont Blanc. From over there, we continued to drive up until we got to the first pass of the day, Little St. Bernard Pass. From over there we followed road D1090, which took us to the other side of the pass. We drove above the clouds, which provided amazing views, before we started descending at the other side of the pass. The road was absolutely amazing and I definitely didn't expect to have such a lot of fun. When we reached the bottom of the pass, we turned left into road D902, which we followed until we got to the big dam at Les Boisses. After a quick break at the dam, we set off and followed the road up to Val d'Isère. The road from over there was absolutely stunning. And the view we found at the top was probably the best view we've seen during the whole trip. We followed D902 to the bottom at the other side of the pass. Once we got to the other side of the pass, we followed D902. We turned left at Les Champs into D1006, which took us through another, this time smaller pass called Mont Cenis. This pass took us back into Italy, where we followed road SS25 down to the motorway number E70. Then we took turn left into road SS24, which took us to another very small pass back to France, where we follow road N94 to Briançon. From over there we took road D902, which took us through another amazing pass called the Isard. This pass was completely different to any other passes we've done so far, and I definitely recommend it to everyone. However, it is very narrow and quite sketchy in some places. We took the wrong turn into D900, which took us to yet another pass, Colle della Maddalena. It was a very nice, easy to do pass, however we ended up on the wrong side of the mountains. We found very little road SP255, which took us through another very high pass to Isola 2000. From the Isola 2000 we followed M97 down to Isola, where we found petrol station, and then we followed M2205 towards Saint Martin Vesublet, where we stayed overnight. The next morning we took M2565 in the other direction, which took us to another small road, M30. Next we took road number D28, which took us down to another road D2202, where we arrived at our destination at the Red Rock Road. Next we took road D4202, which then turned into D6202 and then into M6102. That road took us to Nice. From over there we took motorway A8, which took us into Monte Carlo. Next day we took a very long drive from Monaco towards Bormio in Italy. That meant crossing almost the whole Italy, using multiple motorways. For the last leg of our journey, we took more difficult road through Passo Gavia. The road SS300, it's not for everyone. It's quite narrow and quite sketchy in places, and although it's very beautiful, it is not a road I would recommend to everyone. However, I'm glad we did it, and that road took us right to our destination, Bormio. The next morning I set off from Bormio to go to Stelvio Pass. Stelvio Pass was absolutely amazing, but you have to do it early in the morning to make sure you're not stuck in the traffic. We set off from Bormio through road SS301, which took us to Livigno. From Livigno we travelled south to Switzerland, where we took road number 29. Next we took road 27 to St. Moritz, followed the road number 3, which took us to Alpine Pass. From over there we took road number 13, which took us to San Bernardino Pass. From over there we followed road 13, which took us to motorway number 2. We followed the motorway up to St. Gotthard Pass, where we took the scenic route over the top. After driving down to the other side, we rejoined the motorway number 2, which took us to our hotel. Next morning we followed motorway number 2 to Lucerne, then toward Basel and then Nürburgring. The next morning I drove towards Rotterdam, where I catched my ferry back home. And this is it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you will find it useful and you're going to enjoy some of these roads during your trips. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you soon in another video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Do widzenia.